is, running it down on these niggas.
Sex, drugs, money, and murder, my nigga. You know how we get it, my nigga. Still be painting them bitches, my nigga. Ripping that raw and fucking your bitches. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. 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 Niggas, they never will hurt you. Niggas will never will hurt you. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. Sex, drugs, money, and murder.
How the traps right, understand how to get that. Ran down on them niggas with a flip back. Knew I never seen another nigga live like that. I was still getting stacks back. Had to fuck around getting them packs back.
It's your boy Bulletz Gotti. You know, I took a little, break off. I just got back in New York. I was out of town for a bit. Let me just say this on this video, right? A lot of shit I've been seeing on the internet has been crazy. The whole Charleston White thing. Charleston White was in Houston. I think he was in Houston. I'm not even sure. Dudes jumped on stage, hit him with chairs. I'm going to speak about that, too, about how I really feel about Charleston White. But I'm going to just say this. Charleston White don't got a bad message. But I think if he would tone the trolling shit down and just get to the meat and potatoes, dudes are kind of, he'll kind of like, he'll be one of the greatest. But he's a minstrel show. And he don't have to be a minstrel show because he's a real highly intelligent dude. But I get it. A lot of dudes, when it comes to that bag and it comes to this money, dudes will tap dance and do all the coonery to get on. But it's no knock on Charleston White. Like I said, I don't have no issue with Charleston White. I never had a real problem with dude. I think dude just, he does too much because he don't have to do all of that. But I understand it's about the money. So it is what it is. Now, I want to discuss this whole Hassan Campbell, him being on Infomons. Yeah, you see me with my Ohio State sweater on, with my Cleveland Indians fitted. You know what I'm saying? But let me just say this, right? So Hassan Campbell was on Vlad TV. And me been watching the episode so far, I'm going to just keep it all the way real with y'all, right? And y'all know how I keep it real. Hassan is basically showing everybody that he don't stand for anything. When you don't stand for nothing, you fall for anything. Hassan is an individual that basically will say one thing on his platform and do another, right? This dude got shot. The first thing he does, he goes to YouTube. He's in the hospital. He didn't, put out no videos. He waited. Then when he came back, he put out content. Okay. You put out content. Understandable. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't understand from Hassan, and this is what I tell people all the time, what I really don't understand from Hassan is that, dude, you prove to everybody that you don't stand for the message that you've been saying. You call every rapper under the sun a fool for going on Vlad TV. Listen to what this dude has been saying for years. Oh, they went up there and let the colonizer expose them. Let the colonizer have the colonizer allow them to go up there to snitch. And they going on Vlad and they just spilling their guts. And I've watched them for years, go at a lot of dudes that went on Vlad. And to see him up there cheesing and smiling and spilling his guts and talking about like certain things, talking about when he got shot and him breaking that down. And then, all the things that he broke down going on Vlad TV just shows that, dude, this is what he wanted to do all along. All along, he wanted to be on Vlad TV. And Vlad finally, and I remember, like I told y'all, the last video, I remember being on the phone with him. And we had a conversation. And I told Hassan, I said, yo, Vlad gonna reach out to you next. This is when he was on academics and math hoffa. This is before me and him, you know. And I said, yo, you gonna be on Vlad next. I said, you gonna be on Vlad next. He's like, nah, but Vlad don't fuck with me. That's what he told me. He said, Vlad don't fuck with me. I said, no, you gonna be on Vlad next. And look, he's on Vlad, and he's so happy to be on there. This dude has been telling y'all for years and years and years and years and years, and y'all sat there and believed him. You got to understand, when a man tells you he never wanted to be a YouTuber, when a man tells you that, he's telling you that all this shit happened by default, okay? All this shit happened by default. It's not like he wanted to do any of this shit. He was promised something, and the people that promised him didn't deliver on their promises. So when Star and Layla Wills told him, listen, you're going to have a book deal, you're going to have rapper support and all of this. You're going to get all of this. And the documentary is going to be only based on you. Turn to find out the documentary is to discredit the Zulu Nation by saying the gay first family, which tricked him. I was on the phone with Hassan every day. He talking about, yo, that fuck, yo, son, yo, they violated. You know what I'm saying? But this the thing, right? The man needs help. Y'all enabling the bad behavior. Y'all still want to give him money. Y'all still want to donate. Y'all still want to, you know, encourage the bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? The man needs help. You know, he's on YouTube just singing his soul away. All that going through the doors, the Nori door, all that what he talked about, he told people, oh, this rapper's going through this door, or this person is going through that door. What did he do? Everything that he said everybody else was doing as a rapper, he did the same exact things. That's why one thing about me, I don't never point fingers. Okay? He went on his platform. He went on dropped a video today. You know, Vlad disrespected him in the title of the video, calling him, if he considers himself gay or bisexual after Bam abuse. Like, the things that he was just going up there saying, it's like, damn, bro. Like, you know how this dude play. You done called a lot of rappers and other people out for going and sitting up on that man platform. You done did a whole lot of videos. And now this dude say, yo, Vlad, he really, like, you know, I consider him as a friend, man. He really opened the door. Like, dude, anytime a man got a motherfucking, he don't got no hustle. Hassan don't got no hustle. You can't believe a nigga when he tell you he was in the streets. Because if he had a hustle, my nigga, he would have did what Al Poe did. A true hustler is going to say, nah, I ain't doing no Vlad interview. He didn't stand on any of those principles because he's so thirsty for clout and views that he'll do anything for it. You got to remember, this is the dude that goes to Bronx River and does meltdown videos in Bronx River. He's done meltdown videos for views. You got to remember how he came to YouTube. He dissed Bam because Bam didn't take him to D.C. to the Justice or Else march. That was meltdown video number 1. And then from here on out, since he's been on YouTube, he's done numerous meltdown videos. And then he apologized, then he'll pop shit, then he'll apologize, then he'll pop shit. This is a flaky dude. He don't have no loyalty to motherfuckers. He's cool with niggas that he disses that don't like him. I would never be cool with no nigga that don't like me. Or niggas that I feel like is a sucker. But when you want acceptance, and see, you got to understand, Hassan always wanted acceptance. A nigga seeked validations from the streets. People don't understand that he has been seeking validation and acceptance his whole life from the streets. I told you, the nigga want to be a Bronx street legend. He want to be like Wolf. He want to be like Los. He want to be like Chicky. He want to be like Boy George. You know? He want to be like C-Town. He want to be like B.O. He want to be like T-Mac, Wolf, Riz, Pistol, Hen Dog, Buck. He want to be like all them niggas in the Bronx that was street legends. He want his name to ring like all those street legends, my nigga. You know? He want to be like Billy Guy. You know? You know what I'm saying? Mark Riley. You know? He just want to be like all those Bronx legends that I'm naming here on this platform. He want to be like that. He want to be his name. He want his name up there in the rafters. You see, Hassan ain't put the work in. He's never been a boss amongst, he never been a leader amongst men's, and he never been a boss. There's one thing when you've been a boss. There's another thing when you've been a crash test dummy and you've been a follower and you've been the crash out for so long that now that you got to that bag, you want to act like you that nigga. And people got to understand, bro, when you ain't never been that nigga and you ain't never been that boss, you can't go on the internet and fraud to the people and make them believe that you was that nigga because you never was that nigga. Son never was that nigga, bro. Never was. You know what I'm saying? Never was that nigga. Every time I watch his platform and I hear the stories, he called homicides. But he'll tell you that basically those wasn't his homicides. Those was Eric Bennett homicides. This is a dude that tell you he saw Xavier Williams, official Bronx River nigga, and he was going to shoot BMO. Now, you got a lot of niggas that bust their hammer, you know, let their gun go, especially around them times, but a lot of niggas was crash outs. And a lot of niggas wasn't busting their hammer. Okay. A lot of them wasn't. So when he came on YouTube and he makes people to believe that he's this thorough, real street nigga. And I ask people, do y'all really believe he's that y'all think he is? He's not. He was never that. I mean, you could pay a nigga to believe, but you don't have to keep saying that you a solidified nigga. The streets is going to mention that you a solidified nigga. You know what I'm saying? The streets is going to say, yo, son, let it go. Not, you got a few niggas you put on the camera and they say things to make you happy, to stroke your ego. But you prove to motherfuckers that you really not that dude. You see, when niggas talk about Pete, the whole 5 boroughs get that man his flowers. When niggas talk about Preem, the whole 5 boroughs, even outside of New York, speak on that man highly. You know, when they talk about C-Town or other niggas from that era, world, whoever, from any borough, whoever they talk about, it's respect on the name, bro. When they look at Hassan, they don't look at him as, oh, this is a stand-up nigga that let it go. They look at him as the nigga that is basically, you know, in question of his sexuality. His sexuality is in questioning. And that he'll do anything for a fucking YouTube view. That's what they look at when they speak about you. A nigga that was on the cover of Midnight Marauders, the Tribe Called Quest album. The nigga that'll say he'll spit on Jay Prince and spit in his face and hit his mother. And then next thing when he sober up, he apologizes. This is a man that'll get drunk. He'll get sloppy drunk and then apologize for what he said because he spoke out of character. Now, mind you, when he's sober, he doesn't regurgitate those things. But when he's drunk, he says everything that's on his mind because they always say the liquor is the truth serum. It is. It's the truth. Once you drink that alcohol, that shit is the truth, my nigga. You really see the real feelings of a motherfucker once he's intoxicated. Seriously. His true feelings come out, how he feels about certain shit. It all comes out while drinking that alcohol. Hassan proved to people on YouTube, and I don't understand why people don't understand. Still, he proved to y'all that he not here to save nobody. Who's he saving? Change what? He's not changing anything in the hood. Young boys are still out here wilding out. Okay? People still getting killed. So what has he really changed? He ain't changed nothing. All he did was fatten his pockets and just sell y'all a bunch of pipe dreams and scare y'all with a bunch of conspiracy thoughts, right? But knowing damn well that he don't stand about nothing. This is a nigga that took, shout out to my brother Jay Marvelous. He'll watch niggas that got platforms that talk about these things and switch it around like that's his talking points. That man can't tell you a book he read. He can't tell you nothing, but he could tell you all of this and that, but can't give you an escape plan. Ain't giving y'all nothing to help your people. All he telling you is the same old bullshit that's been told multiple times. You know what I'm saying? A nigga like that can't tell you how to be nothing. Hassan will tell you that he's still a nigga. He can't be still a nigga when everybody that came after him went over him. Hassan should have been on Math Hoffa level. He should have been on Vlad level. But he'll tell you, oh, they sabotaging this, they sabotage. How they sabotaging your channel? The fact of the matter is they not sabotaging your channel. What the problem is, the message hasn't changed with you. You haven't switched your style up. You don't know if you want to be a part of the hood or against the hood. You don't know what you want. As a man, you don't know what you stand for as a man because you don't know if you still want to be part of the problem. You don't know if you're part of the problem or part of the solution because you so stuck on the same old shit. as a man, you know, I always believe treat my brother as I treat myself. But I also believe is that as a man, how can you lead anybody to the kingdom or to the promised land when you can't even lead yourself? You know, a weak leader shows you they weak hands by how they move. I've never seen a dude move the way this dude move. Dudes that supported him, he shit on. You know what I'm saying? 9 out of 10, he probably did tell 10 Toes Down to pull up on Main and Milk, man. Because he's not a real individual. He's a shiesty individual. Any dude that's a flippy floppy type of dude like that, this is the same dude that I keep telling y'all. Dude, I got under the bus on his platform. Said this man said all type of foul things about this man. And when this man passed away, he did what most fake niggas do. Showed fake love. He's not a true friend or a true homie. He's a snake individual. He gets next to the niggas that look strong. He gets next to the niggas that has influence. He don't have the influence in the streets. So he wants to stand next to the niggas that got the influence, because you have to realize something. This man has never got the flowers that he wanted in Bronx River. Let me tell you something. If your hood love you, your hood won't throw bottles at you when you come around here. Your hood won't, niggas in your hood won't make diss videos at you and say all type of corny, say all type of disrespectful, disparaging things about you. You wouldn't be chilling in Cortland and you say you from Bronx River. You should be chilling in your own hood. But when you don't got the same respect, the level of respect in your hood, and your hood don't respect you because you ain't did nothing for your hood since you been on YouTube, how do you expect your hood to love you? See, what people got to understand, this man said what he said about Bam. He said what he said about the Zulu Nation. But what Hassan don't understand is Zulu Nation was, on the low, it still is the strongest movement that ever came out of the Bronx, especially in the 80s. Everybody in the Bronx know that. Now, those could talk about Bam this and Bam that. Bam ain't do shit to that nigga. He was in a relationship with Bam. And how I know that? Because if you watch the first video he ever did, he explained to the people. See, people don't go back and watch videos, or people don't go back and do the history. See, a lot of people be talking, but they don't do the history or do the knowledge to understand why this man came on YouTube. When a nigga tells you, and this is how you know people don't understand. When dude tells you, right, I never wanted to be, this is never my dream to be a YouTuber. I never wanted this. That's what he said on YouTube. I never wanted this. I never wanted to be a YouTuber. I never wanted this. They forced me. He said, yo, I didn't have no issues with Bam. Me and my issues with Bam was over with. Because in May of 2016, he went and saw Bam. Okay? In a private meeting. And they took a picture, May of 2016. And they shook hands and hugged it out, and he forgave him. But what people don't understand is he could not go against what he said. Star picked up his video that he did on October 2015. Okay? This video came out October 2015. When he made that video October 2015, he was upset because the Zulu Nation went to D.C. and left him. He wanted to go to D.C., but they left him. They left him. He didn't want to say nothing about Bam, but he was so thirsty as a man. He was thirsty, and he wanted clout. And y'all thought, oh, Bam, yo, no, my nigga. See, if you allowed a white man to put on the title of your video that you either are you gay or bisexual, you didn't check them, but you went on your platform and praised them and say, yo, Vlad came through for me. Vlad is the best thing that ever happened to me. Giving that man his flowers when you basically said the nigga was a kosher vulture and all of this. All that what you said and all you people that sat there and believed that this nigga really had a message and he really was this dude that was against all this and anti-establishment. No, he was never that. So you got to understand something. Hassan always wanted the fame. He always wanted this. But what people don't understand is nobody was gravitating towards him and his platform. So he went and started trolling and dissing rappers and then apologizing to the rappers after he did it. Like he did with Malno, like he did with Jim Jones, like he did with Mike Son. He apologized to them. Because the dudes that he loved to say is his peoples do business and associate with these individuals. And they call him up and they tell him, yo, Poppy, apologize. Yo, so come on, man. And he apologized. And then when he get in his feelings that they don't, basically, fulfill, they bargain with him and fulfill the agreement, then he goes and turn the heat up and start going back at them. Okay? You'll watch him. Sometimes he'll be flippy floppy with his messages. Like he'll say, Jay-Z's a sellout. Then when the Tory Lanez shit come out, oh yeah, he did that. He'll go diss Puff and then he'll go, say, oh, nah, Puff didn't do that. That dude snitching on Puff. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he sends mixed messages. And that's why when I said what I said, yo, Hassan is a hypocrite. He's not only a hypocrite, but he's inconsistent and he's a fraud. Because once you, and he got mad that I said that, but my nigga, I could peep when a nigga is fraudulent. He's fraudulent. Hassan did all of this for clout. And a lot of you niggas get caught up in the matrix because you dudes don't want to dissect it for what it is. This man never said he wanted to lead nobody. Y'all keep pushing this man to be something that he never came on here for. He was promised a bag of goods. He was promised money and fame. He never cared about selling out. He was going to sell out eventually. Because you have to understand something. Once a nigga compromise, I had conversations with Hassan. I remember when I had my conversation with him when I basically spoke about Prince and on the Supreme T documentary she was calling insinuating certain things about Benny. And I'm on the phone with this dude and I'm like, hold on, son. You don't like Benny because he fucking with 10 toes, but you on the phone with this nigga acting like you cool with him. He said, yo, but we gonna need him. Don't fuck that up for us because we gonna need Benny. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck up them relationships. And he always used to say that all the time. Yo, don't fuck up them relationships because yo, Gotti, we gonna need them. We gonna need them. And I never could understand that. If these niggas is running around with niggas that don't like you, and you willing to compromise your integrity to like when he had Sarnetta and 10 Toes on his channel in 050, I'm like, yo, and Hassan know I was upset about that, and then he tell me, nah, yo, I was just trying to show the people like how they hate on me and all this. And I'm just shaking my head like, yo, bro, you got niggas that really fuck with you. And you got niggas up there that fucking violated your kids, violated you, and you willing to sit up and compromise with niggas like that. That's when I just started to think and started to wonder, like, damn, this dude here is a flaky dude. Like, he'll really compromise his integrity because he don't have no integrity. If somebody dangles money in front of this man's face and tell this man I could get you lit and look at the fame you about to get, he'll fucking sell his soul, sell everybody out just for them notoriety and fame. So I wasn't surprised that he went on Vlad TV because I told him that last year, you gonna be on Vlad. I knew that. I knew that from the gate. I told him that. I said, yo, Hassan, you gonna be, he's like, yo, word, but Vlad don't really fuck with me. I said, nah, you gonna be on there. And look, what happened? He ended up on Vlad TV. Because once you show the world that you'll do anything, and I mean anything, for clout and attention, he done did it all. Went to Bronx River, going back to a hood that you say has so much drama. Why would you go back to a hood that you say all these things about this hood? He goes back to Bronx River, which I still don't understand. Why would you go back to a hood? Like, you speak against the hood, but then you go back to it. That's the hypocrisy that always make me scratch my head and wonder about, dude. Like, damn, bro, like, you really will put your life in danger, sacrifice everything just for a status because you want to be a part of something. And a lot of niggas want to be a part of something. There's no true leadership skills out here. Niggas just don't got leadership. I ain't never in my life follow what other niggas do. But when you ain't a boss, or you don't move like a boss, or you don't have the integrity of a boss individual, you'll do all these type of things that Hassan has been doing on YouTube. He talks all about going to the projects, but he'll still go to the projects. He talk all this, I'm not going to the hood no more, but still go to the hood. Everything that he tells you he won't do, he still does. He don't stand for anything. He fall for anything. The world really accepts the lies and the propaganda and the felonious shit that he been putting out there because a lot of motherfuckers don't got minds of their own. I ain't never had a hate for Hassan. When you start calling a nigga slow and saying all this, you gonna put hands on a nigga and all the disrespectful shit after I try to help you. Niggas did all type of doxing to me and all that. And I defended the nigga platform as a true homie. But what did he do? He did what most snake niggas do. Throw a nigga under the bus. Goes on Math Hoffa and say, I'm not Bulletz Gotti. Why would you go on Math Hoffa and say that? I'm not Bulletz Gotti. Like, you know what I'm saying? Flaked on me like 3 times. I had the whole podcast for me and Hassan. He flaked on me like 3 times. Went on Clubhouse and lied and said he was going to get me a car. You know? My only thing that I had, my only issue with Hassan was And this is all I always tell people. If you support me when a nigga is speaking about you highly, you should be able to support a nigga and promote all a nigga videos. But that's cool. I don't need a nigga to do that because I still was able to obtain the views that I did. You saw the Cameron and Bloodshed video, which did 200,000, you know what I'm saying, which went viral. I done had a total of a lot of videos that went viral off of the strength of me being a hustler and working hard and doing what I do. Made a name for myself on YouTube and Clubhouse and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I never needed Hassan, and Hassan never made me. You know, when people put those narratives out there and say that because they want to believe what they want to believe, but that's not true. I tell people, I give Hassan the flowers that he shouted me out. Okay, he came to my platform, but to say he put a nigga on, no, he didn't put a nigga on. Putting a nigga on is making sure a nigga's all the way up in the game. Now, a nigga got to still hustle and grind it out. He don't want the team to shine. He's a selfish dude. You know, his selfishness and him being a clout chaser is what makes a nigga like him, you know, believe in his own nonsense. He's a selfish individual. You can tell by the way how he treats the people that's his moderators and everybody. But y'all people should have known that. I don't have a hate for the nigga and call him all that. He's a confused individual. He's confused about his sexuality. He confused about who he is as a man. He's just confused. He's living in his second and third childhood. He doesn't know if he wants to be the uplifter or he wants to be the destroyer of the community. He don't know if he wants to be Old Dog or Sharif. He's no different than a Myson. He's no different than none of these dudes. You know, he talks about this one gold on Casanova and all of them went on Vlad. AR ad went on Vlad. He did the same thing, went on Vlad. Dry snitched on himself, talking about shootings and murders. Because you have to realize when you suffer from diarrhea of the mouth and you campaigning, eventually you're going to be elected and eventually your ship is going to start to sink. You know? Be mindful of this, right? I never went back and forth with a song. When I was on main platform, the first thing I told man, yo, I'm leaving the platform, bro. I don't want to argue with a song, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I'm not coming up there to argue. But everything is a for show to dude. He's a for show dude. You know, he don't want to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to do none of that. But to him, everything is for show. He's upset because I said what it was. He was never no stepper for no B.O. And he never ran around with B.O. like that. So for him to keep saying that, and then the disrespect that he said about that man, right? He said some derogatory things about that man. To say that that man was doing homosexual acts with another man, and to all the things that he said on his platform about that man, to say that that man was your mentor and a dude that you respected, you don't throw him under the bus and say all those derogatory, disparaging things. But you see a dude like Hassan don't care. When he drunk, he'll say anything. He'll say anything. Because he's hungry and thirsty for views. He uplifted people that didn't like him. 10 Toes Down, Zip with the Drip, Hocus, O50, Five Guard. People that looked at him and said, oh, he got a big platform. I'm going to rock with him. Wax Dog, all these dudes. They all used him till they couldn't use him no more. And they start all beefing with him. Hocus is eventually, he's going to start beefing with him. Because how can you be cool with a nigga that said all the shit he said about him on the platform? A lot of these people got to understand something. This world shows you who people truly are. And what people got to understand, there's no such thing as loyalty. There's no such thing as real solid people. Everybody will clout chase. And everybody will fucking do anything for a fucking view. Just to be on, just to be famous. Hassan is a perfect example. He's not a person that's trying to change the world. He don't want to change the world. He wants to fatten his pockets. There's brothers out here like Lord Akim that got a great channel, Litbox TV, and other brothers that supported him. He has never went back and reached out and put them on the same way he put these dudes that snake him. You could play a dude music, you could shout a dude out, but what about doing the other things of promoting all their videos when they not talking about you? Hassan don't do that. If it ain't about him, he's not going to support. I tell people all the time, I put more people on a dirty section of YouTube and just in YouTube in general than Hassan Campbell. I put more people, more YouTubers on than Hassan Campbell did. I don't care who it is. And they'll tell you, shout out to my brother Jay Marvelous. Death for the Cloud Chaser. You name them, a lot of them was inspired by me. A lot of guys was inspired by me on YouTube. And now they eventually got successful YouTube channels. I've helped out a lot of brothers on here. Hassan, you have never once reached back and put anybody on because you're selfish. You want the spotlight for yourself. You don't have the mentality. You keep saying, yo, I made everybody a household name. Making somebody a household name doesn't mean sharing the spotlight. See, somebody putting somebody on or somebody being a loyal, true leader is sacrificing his own shine and letting others be able to shine. I've been on the phone with Hassan and he'll take down a live stream. He said, yo, them niggas was whack up there. Yo, I'm taking the whole live stream down. Brothers will be building on there, and because they got more shine than him on the platform in the conversation, that he'll take the live down and put it on private. Or he'll be like, yo, don't have them niggas on the live, man. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes, they don't keep the people attention, man. Like, you open your platform, and all these niggas started doing StreamYards because of me. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But when he came on YouTube, it's just crazy to me, man. You know? It's just crazy to me. You know? Hassan out here said nothing and stand for anything that he basically said he was about. But I tell people all the time, man, watch as well as pray. I'm not here to do none of what these other goofy niggas doing videos on him talking about. I'm just calling the nigga out on his character. See, you can break a nigga down on his character. And his character is that everything that he's been doing on YouTube was basically just for a name and a fame. You gotta remember, he had a channel where he was doing bullies, dealing with dogs. And he did one outburst on Facebook, deleted the video after he was on the phone with Bam. Star picks the video up, makes him an offer he could not refuse, was promised the world, and then got basically used and manipulated and was lied to, and the documentary wasn't about him. That the documentary, they basically called the documentary the Gay First Family, Zulu Nation. So now, the documentary that he was promised, it never happened. It never happened. But when you thirsty, when you want fame, when you want money, when you want success and attention and clout, the things that you will do for a bag will make you compromise everything. Son ain't happy. He can't even look himself in the mirror because all the things that he did, he never stood for anything that he did. Remember, this man told you that he was going to make sure he was going to pay every single mother's rent. Has he paid every single mother's rent? That's what he used to tell women when he used to do the whole chat line thing before he was doing the lives before. He said, yo, for all the single mothers out there, I'm going to make sure I pay your rent every month. He never did that. Because when you don't stand on the message and you sell, you talk a good one, and you sell hope to people, they be blinded by the lies and deceit. Since I told y'all, a false prophet always shows who he is. Hassan is a false prophet. But not only does he a false prophet, but he's a hypocrite. His hypocrisy shows the type of man and character he is. He doesn't stand for anything. When you don't stand for nothing, you fall for anything as a man. He's a train wreck. A real life train wreck. But hey, it's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's what it is.